Hey guys, it's Rob. 508 days until I turn 30, and I am drinking way too much half-calf for this time of night. I'm going to be wound up for a while, but I had to try out my new stovetop percolator that I bought to replace my automatic $12 cheapo coffee maker when it bit the dust, and I can never go back. Oh my gosh, it's delicious. I recommend it if you have the wherewithal to attempt to make coffee manually. The stovetop percolator is not that hard. Let's go ahead and take care of the check-in. Weight went up 1/10 of a pound. I know why that is. I had a rather salty day yesterday, so I suspect, no, I say with conviction that must just be water retention. So I would say it's kind of like when the weatherman tells you, that there's a heat wave or a cold snap coming in. It's a sudden and out of the ordinary measurement. So there's like a fat front came in, and that's why I am level or so instead of down. But look for that fat front to move out of the region in the coming week, and look for better numbers next week. The Wordhaus Submission, I did put 1,200 extra words into that and get it right up to the line, because Wordhaus accepts stories with a 2,000 word hard limit. But I'm going to try to trim some fat from that. I literally, if you include the title of the short piece of flash fiction, it is 2,000 words on the dot, and I think that's a little. I'm going to try to cut under that restriction. I'm going to try to cut out maybe 100 words, 150 words, so that I'm only saying what I need to, so that I'm being very succinct. It's going to be a little difficult because I've got a character who, by his nature, speaks in a meandering fashion in this piece of flash fiction. But I'm going to give it a shot, and then after that. After I finish polishing that up and sending it off, the short story will begin in earnest, the one I talked about a few episodes ago. So that's that. I am bandana clad already in preparation for a stream that I'm doing in about an hour from now. So I'm going to move quickly, but I do have something to talk about. Lately, I've had to take kind of an extra measure of effort to shut up that little voice in my head that says, "You can't do this. You're a phony. Who are you to suspect that you can come out here and start a writing career out of nowhere?" That little voice has been louder than usual lately. I've been kind of fearful that all of this is not going to come together. And I wanted to say that on the blog and publicly to everyone, so that you don't get the idea that somehow I have exaggerated and claimed to have a virtually unsinkable spirit at times on various methods of media and so on and so forth. And it is my general attitude. I'm difficult to sink. But I don't want you guys to think that if you take on your own endeavors, creative, writing, dieting, streaming, entertaining, etc., or any other things, that what you see from moment to moment from me of the enthusiasm and the upbeat attitude is how it is every moment of the entire project. That there are plenty of days where I'm saying to myself, oh my gosh, what have I done? What am I trying to do? I've bitten off more than I can chew. This is crazy. And then I fearfully get all conflict avoidant and kind of lean away from all the things that I'm working on, and that's something that I think you will continue to fight when you take on projects like this, when you take on ambitious creative things with no boss and no structure to it, when you try to better yourself without an external framework. Throughout your life, you start out in school, and there's teachers there to tell you the rules, to tell you, give you positive feedback when you've done something right in their framework, and negative feedback when you've done something wrong. When you go and get your first job, fast food or retail or whatnot, or wherever you end up, You've got bosses giving you a framework to say, you know, this is success, this is failure. You know, you get your reviews and everything, and it's easy to grow accustomed to that, and it makes these kinds of endeavors scarier, because there's no one universal figure who can come to you and tell you, yes, you are doing it right, or no, you are doing it wrong. You know, once I get to the point where I'm releasing a product, I'll be assessing that from the total sum of sales and reviews compared to my my financial needs and my ability to produce, and so on and so forth. So it's scary. There's no direct guidance right over your head. You have to decide what threshold success is, and decide, you know, whether or not you're moving at a pace that you're proud of, or that you really need to put out more or produce more, or even if you know, decide that your endeavor is not viable career-wise, that it's only possible as a hobby or on the side, and so on and so forth. But I'm doing my best to tell that little voice that says, you know, you can't do it. You have no no way to get through it. I'm doing my best to tell that voice to shut up and keep pushing forward. But it's there, and I wanted to acknowledge that it was there, because when I just sit there and let it sit inside my head, it's just me and the voice. But when I talk to you here about it, it's me and you and the voice, and then we can gang up on the voice and beat the voice up, and send the voice off back into the wastelands, gnashing its teeth and crying in the wilderness, which seems cruel to the voice, but the voice had it coming. Thanks again for watching the episodes. Like and share, as always, if you enjoyed this episode. I have streaming very shortly, so I'm going to get to that. As I've been plugging coming up here, the Ni no Kuni Super Stream coming up on Tuesday night, 5 p.m. U.S. Central Time. Fan of anime, fan of Miyazaki, fan of Level 5 Japanese RPGs, Level 5 being the developer. Consider coming around for that. And I begin this weekend in earnest on the short fiction that I'm going to publish through Amazon's Kindle market. Exciting stuff. I hope you'll stick around and hear more from me. Until then, take care.